present to you this debate. At the heart of this debate is an object. The object that is so full of knowledge, that possesses a veneration for truth. Such a powerful force that most people don't understand it. It's a bit of an oracle on the University of West Dakota campus, and that is this facial hair. For more than 2 decades, no human being has seen what sits beneath it.
That's not quite true.
It's one of the great mysteries of Pensacola. On this side, we have twice as much facial hair. I say that for the terracotta. Because Dr. Tomso's facial hair covers his whole face. Dr. Lanier, only the mustache, but the layers related to mustache would cover Dr. Tomso's entire face. In the course of this debate, we have an affirmative speaker and a negative speaker. The affirmative speaker has the burden of proof. And since the question at hand is one of safe it or shape it, we have to put shape it on the affirmative. It is the case to be made, the argument to be proven. The negative argument, that which is challenging that affirmative case, will be Captain Shape It, or Save It, over to my left. So we're going to begin with opening statements, which are referred to as the affirmative constructive and negative constructive one. From there, we will allow them to make statements, cross-examine each other at 30-second intervals, and then we will have final rebuttal remarks before you are able to ask questions and I am able to ask questions. Are we ready for this?
Yeah.
Are we ready for it? With an affirmative constructive one from Dr. Tomso, advocating for the position of shave the facial hair. Sir, you have 1 minute.
We've heard the mustache described as an oracle. But an oracle of what? Because not all oracles bring good tidings, do they? No, honor students, tell me. Oracles can forebode very bad and evil things. Think about it. For example, in history, who has worn a mustache? Maybe Hitler? Perhaps Genghis Khan? Or Will Wright? Perhaps Dr. Lanier. Do you see a pattern? I put forth to you in my affirmative construct one that a mustache is an oracle, but an oracle of terrible and foreboding things. Like genocide, fascism, the end of freedom as we know it. And having to notice that the wearer of the said mustache is prone to exercise his authority. Does he not prance about this campus saying that his way goes? That he can change totals. And he wishes $300 here, $300 there. You can see that it has seeped into his very persona, that the mustache is really the external objective correlative of a corrupt, deranged, and power-hungry mind that is walking in the footsteps of the most evil men on earth, and it must go. I could add that a mustache is an unhygienic thing. One's breakfast, lunch, and dinner mingle in unholy ways about the mouth. And these are the reasons that we must bring an end to the tyranny of the mustache and shave it off.
Sir, given the threshold that was created, you have a minute and 45 seconds.
You don't like me. You really don't like it after all I've done for you. And more hypocrisy. All the things does your mother know that you do these kinds of things? Does your mother know that you have have such contempt for your elders? What would your mommy say today, looking at you, comparing me to Hitler? And the rest of you, you're all sitting over on that side. All the same people need to be over here. The people who like me need to get over here.
Yeah.
Maybe if you were in my class, you would move. Well, I didn't see your side when you talked to them. I couldn't make my move. I understand. So we do have some kind of power. We have some kind, but it's a power that isn't the power that you want to point out. It's not the power of hate and being evil and being mean to people. It's the power of love, because everybody over here is happy and they like you. Good things to say, and they're like Santa Claus, and Santa Claus will be good to them. And they're over here. Coal is coming. Coal is coming because you don't like people. Santa Claus has a really nice mustache too. It's like mine color, right? And Santa Claus is happy. And Santa Claus likes to eat good food. He doesn't make fun of people. He doesn't say evil things. Therefore, I should keep it, because I'm a nice person.
Sir, if you wish, have a chance to respond.
I do wish. Okay, let's talk about Santa Claus for just a minute. The first step down the road to fascism is a belief in the supernatural. I'm going to just come out and say that Santa Claus does not exist, but Hitler did. So all of you sentimentalists out there who have been taken in by this argument, this promise of material well-being that's coming to you at some future day, try to understand that this is a fantasy, this is a promise, this is a kind of manipulation that the mind of a mustache wearer would think up to tell you. Because that's what fascists do. They gather the common people together and they tell them the things that they wish to hear the most. The problem is, if you look closely enough at the words, if you can get past all this little particles, you'll realize that they're hollow words, and that they're not about reality, they're about fantasy. He'll probably talk to you about little green men from Mars next, or maybe fairies dancing around a mushroom cap. I mean, there's all sorts of ways that this could go, but let's keep it to the facts. We know that the mustache is an objective correlative of evil. Don't we? Just think about Genghis Khan. Think about the flood. Think about all the people who lost their lives in the hands of mustache wearers. Okay. My basic point is this. Let's try to distinguish fantasy from reality. Can we do that, people?
Dr. Lanier.
We're obviously getting you money. Keep it rolling in, ladies and gentlemen, because after all, what kind of a world do we want to live in? Think about Manalancha, this old, mustachioed man whose only sin in life is trying, as he tried time and time again, to make the world a better place. And why? Precisely because he understood the problems of the world as it is. Full of evil, full of hate, full of shame. That's why he wore, of course, a barber's basin on his head, so no one would have to shave anymore. He just took it out of circulation. But what did he want to do? Not engage in life as it is, because it is so horrible, because it's so vicious, because it's so hard, but to see life as it should be. The good, the powerful, the things that bring us together. together. And since we're going into this holiday, and since he's taken probably one of the greatest figures of all time and smashed him into nothing, that's our poor Santa Claus. I think we should bring up an even more powerful symbol of the season, because he, of course, is the embodiment of a shade, evil, lurking figure. And that's the Grinch. And yes, the who may be to some, not all, but to some, imaginary. But whose life would you rather have? Cindy Lou, who was no more than 2 and believed in all things good, or the Grinch, and throw everything off the top of Mount Crumpet?
It is with a sense of seriousness and awe that I say, where do we go from here?
I have a suggestion.
What we have, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a quick analysis, and then I'm going to let Craig come up, because this is a point at which we're going to turn from statement making to response. And we are going to entertain some questions from the audience. If you have those questions, I'd like you to please send those forward. But at this point, I want to give a quick review of this debate before Craig comes up. First, I want to note that in the affirmative constructive, the mustache has been framed as a symbol, or dare I say, subject material. And resistance to this argument from the negative has been Santa Claus. Craig, whenever you're ready.
Don't be so anticipatory.
I think it's the same.
Alright guys, we don't need the $50 right about now.
I get to it.
So, since I'm shaving his stash, which we
Now stay with the stash.
we're going to let him draw. In this lovely thing is a ton of little slips with names on them. Every council meeting that you've attended, your name has been entered in here once per meeting. And Neil is going to reach in and pull out, and then in it, I have a $50 Visa gift card. This one.
I see we would never let Dr. Thompson be evil.
Okay, no.
He is the winner is Jessica Farrell. Jessica's actually one of the people who attended, I think, 8 council meetings. We didn't have anybody that attended all 10. Actually, I think we did. Sophie has attended all 10 of our council meetings. Their ton does. You win.
Finish it on the next spring.
Congratulations. Gentlemen, it's time for rebuttal speeches, and then we will take questions from this good audience.
And I have a few as well.
Dr. Thompson, your rebuttal speech.
Dr. Speaker, I think this debate has gotten a little bit out of hand. And so I'd like to extend to you, what is this? I'd like to extend to you sort of an olive branch, which I have here in my pocket. Would you be willing to reach out your hand and accept my electric razor? Because really, if you would just hold that to your lip, just feel the quiver. Go a little closer. Just go a little closer. Right? Oh, there you go. Right there. Oh, that's great. $79 and I'll donate $50 to the pot. Yeah, I'll do it. Just shave it off. Just go like okay, it's fun, it feels good. It's not like those vibrating beds in the hotels you put in the corner. It's probably a little unhygienic actually to share over here.
Oh, yeah.
I want you to know this is what pastors should really do. And what do? They turn on you. We'll do what we should do, which is turn our back on you.
No, I like
Again,
I have nothing else to say.
I don't know what just happened. Do we need to keep this now?
No,
Yes.
It's there now.
As far as I'm concerned, Dr. Kelly, that baby's all yours. Or something else you can do. You can sell it, donate everything to Seed Savings.
No, I do want to note that you did just push away total value of almost $130 in donated goods, which shows you how much you are interested in this particular cause. So,
That goes along with my speech, sir.
My final speech, of course, is precisely what Dr. Kelly has said.
I offered him love. He refused.
No, that was not love, that was a bribe. How many of you say, yes, that was clearly a bribe? And he's telling all those things about how
Santa Claus would have been in the house
Hitler,
and
and he tried to buy.
you can pay for 364 days of the year, and you can give it presents on Jeremy.
I'm not afraid to use this.
Dr. Kelly, point of order. Is that not my rebuttal?
It is your rebuttal speech, Dr. Johnson.
I stand corrected.
See? This all comes down to a lack of respect and love for me. That's the only reason they want to go. For those who were at NCHC, how many were there? There was something you all missed, right? There was a contest one night. Does anybody remember what contest this was? No, the point is, there was, during NCHC, during the 176 keys, there was a dance-off. And I had to uphold the honor of the University of Westport and my mustache. It was a dance-off in Elvis Presley style imitation. And I won, because the power of the mustache made me cool. He was not late, and none of these wonderful people from TJ, not one, witnessed this. No. The only thing that allowed me to win that contest was, of course, the whole reason of the mustache. It's like Samson's wonderful hair. He shaved this off. That was all my power, which goes back to my original position. You simply don't like me, and that's why you want to hurt me.
That was his original position, and I don't think it's unnoticed.
See, at least mine makes sense and has cohesion in it. That's all.
I did not say any of that. This was original. You lost me at Santa Claus.
We have some questions for both of you, and I know there are some people in the audience who have questions as well. If you have a question, I want you to raise your hand. You're going to pose that question to me. You have written down. Perfect, thank you. I will pose these questions to our distinguished speakers, and despite the arguments that they've made today, they are indeed distinguished. I've got a question for each of them that we'll start out with. And the first, Dr. Thompson, I'm asking you because you are on the affirmative and you do have the burden of proof. You had suggested that right here in this room, for those of you who have seen Raiders of the Lost Ark, you'll understand the types of feet that I had. When you suggested shaving the mustache here, did you think that perhaps spirits of some sort would be released into the atmosphere, given the mystery that surrounds it?
Yes, evil spirits. And actually, this is not just a water bottle, it's actually a magic lamp. And if we take the top off, when the evil spirits are in the room, they will actually vacuum inside, and we'll put the lid on. And then it will sit there until some unsuspecting fool years from now comes along and tries to take a sip of water, and all of the evil is released. But at least for a period of time, we can contain the evil by shaking the evil mustache now and locking the spirits up in such bodies.
The Ghostbusters scenario.
I was going to use that rebuttal.
Well, I've got a different question for you,
So
sir.
wait, how did I get you the same question?
You did not get the same question. Okay, because you built this up. I apologize.
717, come on, 5 more guys.
Dr. Lanier, and this is based on the air conditioning. Before we move on, I just want to note that after this event, I'll be going and teaching an ethics course. I will be teaching people not to be capable of this. Dr. Lanier, I've got this question. What are you hiding beneath your mustache?
That's an excellent question. So of course, that gets to personal appearance, who you think, what you feel. Dr. Thompson, on the first order review. You first, second, third, fourth?
It's not my turn to speak.
I'm just asking.
You can ask a question that he is not obligated to answer.
Oh, you're not, so you're going to hide. Well, I will tell you what mine is, because you're third. Then you should know. I too am number 3, and I'm also the second son. And to be the second son, of course, you're always in that subordinate position. So what am I hiding? I'm not hiding anything. The mustache is what keeps me from being mistaken for my elder brother. Because I do not want to be my elder brother. And if I take the mustache off, then people will think I'm him. And so I'm not hiding anything at all. I'm asserting my own identity. Because my identity is to be separate from an older brother. Of course, being another third child, you understand what a huge shadow the elder siblings cast upon you, and how important it is to find your own identity. And so that is what you're trying to take away from me. My own identity. But let's just go back to the same thing. You don't like me. Because you don't want me to be myself.
Dr. Lanier, the next question goes to you, and it comes from our honorable audience. How has your mustache helped you?
Oh, you talk about
No. It comes from the audience. So we're going to say me is they,
Oh,
them,
they.
all of them. How has your mustache helped the community at large?
how much total have we raised at this point? What's the grand total from both sides?
1480.
Well, my mustache has created nearly $1,500 of good for the program. All of this goes to benefit the Honors Council at its event, so it's all for you. Have it nominated for this mustache? Would you have that money?
Sir, can I ask a quick follow-up? Does that same logic then say that the presidential campaigns, all $4 billion of them, were good for the economy and therefore good for the community? Did they create a better economy by exchanging so much vitriol?
Totally erroneous, fallacious argument, Dr. Collette. Like you would have better sense of that because
You just suggested that a mustache, which is an inanimate object, created something.
No, I would say not the mustache, but the mustache, the desire to help, the desire to push forward, the desire to see a new world arise, which was the motivation behind I mean, most of those who voted in this demographic.
I'm sorry, particularly following this.
You lost me at Santa Claus. I've got a question. Got a question for Dr. Thompson.
Yes, I know.
And this is a belief question. It comes from our audience. It's a... You don't feel comfortable talking about your personal beliefs, I understand, and we can...
My direction apply to me.
But do you believe in what is commonly known as mustache envy? I said you have such a nice razor, it raises questions.
The whole thing is clearly envious, there's no doubt.
I already gave my answer.
You do not believe.
No, I do not.
I have to ask you follow-up
The
question.
question is ridiculous. What is mustache?
And in the sand,
What kind of animal narrative are we being constructed about this mustache? But anyway,
all the cool things, power, glory.
If you do not believe in mustache envy, do you then, and I don't mean to rephrase, believe in one, mustaches at all, and two, envy?
why yes, I believe.
He has both.
I believe in mustaches. I like it particularly when they've been shaved off. I mean, there's a certain kind of rebirth potential here that we're talking about. You know, Dr. Lanier has talked a lot about love.
You have one, go ahead and shave yours right now.
Okay, I shave mine if you shave yours, Dr. Lanier. You put your money where your mouth is, my friend?
I have belief in the whole concept of mustache envy. I do know that there are people who have it because he stands right there.
I'll shave mine right now. You can shave yours.
He did not
Answer
answer
the
the
question.
question.
You know, politicians do this sort of thing all the time, right? Let me ask him the question again, all right? And you all help him make sure he answers. Dr. Lanier, if I shave my mustache and my beard and the top of my head right now, will you shave off your mustache right now?
You are not actually speakers for the debate. I think it's a fair question, though, and we'll let you.
No, because the game isn't over yet. You see how he prevaricates? Do you see how he debates and talks about love? He sounds as if he's giving us the Beatitudes, Mr. Oh, gospel-speaking, soft tongue over there. But no, every gesture, every offering of love that I have given him tonight has been what? Refused. How is that love? Now let me ask you this. Why all of this talk about mustache envy? Is the mustache really just a mustache, or is it some kind of symbol? Does it stand in for something else, perhaps? I think you missed my point.
No, we're ahead. We're good.
Anyway, then why are you all so silent? Why are you so silent? Don't you want it to come off? I'm alone on the stage. I need you to stand up. I need you to hold him down. Because if he won't stand up, I will. Make no mistake. That mustache is coming off. One way or the other.
This Congress
And what was the other part of the question? I believe
we lost him in Hitler. Who's the bad?
It's like moderating a debate between Mussolini and a third-party candidate.
As long as he's Mussolini.
I'm going to ask a question to both of you.
science, they were good logical conclusions that were drawn in this debate, and wanted to test the actual power of the mustache, as it has been claimed by the negative as power, and claimed by the affirmative having power. And if indeed it did propel you to victory in a dance-off, then that same power would exist in this room tonight.
Do we have anything by Elvis?
I'm sure we have a very talented person in charge of this building who I'm sure can come up with something. Of course, a dance-off. See, this is the thing about a dance-off. You can't dance off against yourself because you will always win. You would need an opponent.
I have a proposition.
Oh,
Why don't we make the team members have a dance?
Oh, wait a minute. Whoa, what do you mean? This is like a surrogate now all of a sudden? That you're going to have somebody else instead of you doing the dance-offs, you know? Now, I will do not only a dance-off, but if we have it, I will also do karaoke. Johnny Cash is my special.
We will do it from computer. Do it,
Got it loud. I got to do the speaker system here.
you know, one of the most popular forms of music with this generation right now is a cappella music. I agree. You enjoy a good a cappella group.
Well, with that in the tone when I was 3, it didn't mean much to Marvin. Just an old guitar and empty bottle of booze. But the meanest thing that he ever did was before he left, he went and shaved my mustache. You are mean.
I'm going to say yes.
Because you're a coward.
Wait a minute. Let's think about this for just a minute. If you think I'm going to stand up here and sing Johnny Cash,
I did.
or Elvis,
I'll do Elvis too.
let's see the Elvis.
Who's got a scarf? I need a scarf for an Elvis thing so I can throw it out. I'll take it. I'll take it.
They bring out the singers, they bring out the dancers, they bring out the music, they bring out the promises of Santa Claus and presents.
You just can't cut it, can you, son?
I just have a few words for you, Governor.
I never know you have a few words about it. Go ahead.
Don't cry for me, Argentina. I don't think we need to be taken in.
What's the next verse?
The truth is,
No, what's the next verse?
that is the next verse. I could sing it.
Yeah.
I could sing the whole thing. It would be appropriate for me to sing a fascist anthem, would it not?
Now, Anita was not a fascist. Her husband may have been, but she was nice.
And as for fortune and as for fame, I never invited them in. says in the propaganda of fascism. What's interesting to me is how quickly the crowd turned. I think we need to take the high ground, do we not? What I want to know is why there's only $753 in this pile and there's so many more of you. Do you know that they're giving at a rate that is approximately 7.9 times the rate at which you're giving? I think he deserves to keep that mustache.
What he is simply seeing is the power of love.
What are you doing? If you want that mustache to come off, you know what I need you to do? I need you to stand up out of your seat right now. If you want that mustache off, I want to see you stand up out of your seat right now.
That's just what I said.
Thank you, sir. I need you to put your hands into your pockets. And I need you to pull out your wallets. I need you to pull out the lens. So you pull those dollars out of your wallet right now and put them into that blue basket. We need pledges. I need every dollar you've got. Because you're letting these kids kick your butts. Don't be love singing, love, don't be fooled. While he's up here singing and dancing, y'all can sit down now. They're kicking your butts. You're like sheep, people. I need to see the money.
Here someone might soon be healed. I'd like you to return to your spaces so that we can...
Hollywood.
I never left mine. I'm always happy where I'm at.
Gentlemen, I'm going to ask a question to both of you, and you need only answer in one sentence and no more. From our audience, someone suggested that every great cause has a call to action, which is not necessarily true, but every great cause has a call to action. Why should we stand for shaping it, and why should we stand for saving it? One sentence each. The affirmative goes first.
It's time for change.
President's got elected with that one.
Change is good. Change is powerful. Change is Love conquers all, and love will once more triumph.
We will have to take it up to the right and center. Dr. Mason. Dr. Mason, there are members of our audience that are demanding to know. What lies have been told beneath that mustache that might be harbored inside of those layers and layers and layers and layers of hair?
None. Good people don't tell lies.
Please respond.
To what? There are layers in that. Kind of like an onion.
Obviously, you know nothing about facial hair, because you know it doesn't come like an onion.
Dr. Thompson.
I might just go for a little shave myself. I think I need to part company with the mustache people of the world.
And do remember Jerry has to clean up.
It feels doesn't it? Just feels lovely. Doesn't it feel lovely? I just want to run.
Come on, guys, bring it much down.
Gentlemen, we're coming toward the end of our time.
Oh, good.
And we have
How did you clean shaven at the end of the night of virgin? They're at $7.91. We're at $7.89. I need $3 and I need it right now. I need it right now. I'm going to hold my breath until we get $3 and I'm asking.
Oh, that's not sure. That's not sure.
Oh yeah. Not that basket, the other bag. Oh yeah, right there. Check that out. Check that out. Save it. All right, I'm gonna try one more time.
Hold your breath.
gentlemen,
Hold your breath.
It worked.
before we go on a hunger strike, let's go on toward a final question and your final statements.
What do I get to sing?
Opportunity now. A final question, and then we'll go on to closing statements. And the final question is based wholly and fully on both of your arguments tonight. Could you please explain to the audience why you are not a fascist? Since both of you have currently argued that you are. I will let the affirmative speak last because they have the burden of proof. The floor goes to you, sir.
Of course I'm not a fascist. I make you people stand up and say, I need it now. No.
Sir, I'm sorry to interrupt, but in the spirit of the second presidential debate, you did ask 11 human beings to move over to new section.
But not donate money. I didn't say reach into my pocket. That was a very Republican thing to do, Dr. Thompson. Don't worry, I can take it.
So apparently that's why Dr. Lanier is not a fascist.
That makes perfect sense.
Dr. Thompson, why are you not a fascist?
What if there's been some mistake and I actually am a fascist?
See?
If I were a fascist and I got that total up to over $1,000 by the end of Thursday close of business, you'd like me to, wouldn't you? Hey, you probably don't even care what my mode of governance is, really, as long as I get the job done, right? Because I'm not standing here prevaricating, beating around the bush and telling lies and trying to make people look bad. No, I'm trying to raise money. And who are you going to vote for in a project like this? A man who talks a lot or the man who actually gets people to reach into their pockets? The team shape is not just a team about rhetoric, and we're not just a team about dancing and singing and having a good time. We're the team that actually gets the job done, aren't we? Are we not? So what's it worth to? Is it worth a little clapping? Is it worth a little cheering? worth a couple more dollars. They still not giving you all factor of 4. And you know what we're going to see? We're going to see that mustache come right off of that face and that shining white glow of that pale white skin.
Probably
It's going to light up the world and go have Christmas after all. Because we do love you, Dr. Lanier, we do. But we just beat your butt. And that we're $16 short, people.
I'm starting to feel like I'm on a PBS television.
I want more money.
All right. I'll yield the floor.
We have one final statement for each speaker. During this segment of the debate, during this final statement, there are going to be 2 measures that we use. Look at that. Okay. There are going to be 2 measures of impact that we use. The first is logic and the degree to which the arguments ring true with you personally. And you will express that part with the amount of money that you donate. The second is more emotional. It's how you greet the end of that closing statement with a round of applause. Because that will tell us the consciousness of the body. So if you are very loud at the end of Dr. Lanier's final statement, that tells us the level of support that exists in the community. And so too for Dr. Thompson. Gentlemen, you have 45 seconds that will be strictly enforced. Okay, strictly enforced.
Dr. Thompson first.
Okay, no. Affirmative has to speak loud.
No, the murder purpose goes prology before apology. Where do you learn your son? Your debate stuff.
My PhD in rhetoric. So, why don't we start with using neo-Aristotelian principles to govern the structure of argument that they are any player. They are 3,000 years old. 3,000. They are about 2,500 years older than the mustache that we are dealing with now, which predates the mustache. Whenever you're ready, sir.
You can tell how much more powerful it is because we are so outnumbered. And yet, even though we are outnumbered, obviously we are more powerful per head, per person, because we have more strength, we have more joy, we have more love, we have everything. Can I feel it?
Dr. Thompson.
Dr. Lanier, I'd like to begin my closing statement by saying that I'm talking. One. I'd like to begin my closing argument, Dr. Time! By saying that we in fact do love you.
When did you start it?
I'd like to have a back.
I'm going to restart it.
Thank you.
All
Oh, talk about changing the rules.
right. If this was the NBA, I would fine you. Go.
I'd like to say, Dr. Lanier, that we do love you. That we're all here because of you. And that your team has performed magnificently well. There's a small number of them, misguided as they are. They have worked very, very hard. They have reached deeply into their own pockets. In fact, somebody's reaching deeply right now. And he's decided. This is one of those undecided. Can we pause the clock while we undecided voter? All I'd like to say, Dr. Lanier, is that we do in fact love you. we admire how hard your team has worked. But our love for you is more powerful than their love for you. Isn't it?
Yes.
Don't we love him? Let's show him how much we love him.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for attending what was almost a debate. I want to note, as a quick review, one, Dr. Thompson started off with tyranny and ended with love, which is a new argument. And most of Dr. Lanier's examples were fictional. So both of them. This is not actually the way logic works, just so that offer courses in argumentation and debate in the Department of Communication Arts.
Yeah, and he says he's got a doctorate in it.
I would also say that the display of two senior faculty members standing up, putting one at risk of losing a piece of himself that is dear to raise money for the program is something that I think bodes well for the University of West Florida.
Can I just say that we're all sure that Dr. Kelly had nothing better to do with his time, so we can give him a round of applause. I'm going to hit him up for donation as he walks out the door.
Jessica, will you hit me up for a donation? Okay. Let's see what I have here.
Oh, who's he going to give it to?
We take credit cards.